coming up. We got a lot of college football to talk about, high school football to talk about. We'll look at some top performers from Friday night, talk a little Braves baseball and more here on this Tuesday of Southern Sports Now. Welcome in. It is Tuesday, September the 12th, 2023. Hope your Tuesday is off to a great start, and I hope you're enjoying your day. We got a lot to get to here on the show today. We appreciate you for joining us. Just a reminder, you can check us out on the East Alabama Now YouTube channel, on the East Alabama Now Facebook page. Go ahead and subscribe, like, share, and let's spread the word about Southern Sports Now and East Alabama Now. And again, we got a lot to talk about today, a lot of football to get to, and a little baseball as well. And that's where we'll start today with baseball. We talked yesterday about Jackson Stephens with the Atlanta Braves. He got called up from Gwinnett, and of course, former Oxford Yellow Jacket, and he got called up after they sent Michael Soroka down and a couple of other guys down because of injury. So Stephens gets another chance with the big boys in the show, and he went 3 2/3 innings last night. 5 strikeouts, gave up a couple of hits though, and but overall a good outing from Stephens. Was first with Atlanta since last year, and so it was really good to see him back with the Braves. And he talked about after the game last night just being back with the team, a lot of new faces, a lot of new things, but he's just excited to be back with the Braves.
Thanks, man.
I love it.
There's some,
yeah, I miss y'all, but a lot of new faces. I can see. I got to introduce myself to some of them already, but some of them just walked in. But yeah, it's good to see everybody and be back here. It's a lot of good guys here, and it's been fun watching them on TV too.
We mentioned Jackson Stephens was with Gwinnett this season, has put together a solid year so far, but he talked about when he received the call late on Monday that he would be heading to Philadelphia to be with the Braves.
It's always great. It's to be here at the highest level. It's always great, no matter how many times it is, or first or last. It doesn't matter. It's always great. Yesterday we had a day game. After the game, they just came up to me, shook my hands, going to show. I was like, let's go. All right, cool.
So you got to imagine that is a fun call to get when they tell you, hey, you're going to the show. You're going with Atlanta, and we're going to send you up to Philly to join the team. And so that has to be a great feeling. And I know he has worked really hard. His time with the Reds, then went to the Mexican League and had a fantastic tenure there, and then the Atlanta Braves picked him up in 2022, and it's been great to see him with the Atlanta Braves. But glad to see him back on the roster. We'll see, how he does and where they kind of fit him in. They did ask him though, what's kind of your role now, and he said, I'm just ready. I'm ready to go out there and do whatever I can. And so that's really what he is doing and his role. He came in yesterday after Kyle Wright was able to go 3 1/3, and he was able to come in and pick up where Kyle Wright left off after a pretty good start. The Braves did split the doubleheader yesterday in Philadelphia, but we are so proud of Oxford native, former Yellow Jacket Jackson Stephens, of getting called back up to the Atlanta Braves, and we'll certainly keep our eye on him. We got a lot of football to talk about. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the AP Top 25, and we'll take a look at kind of a roundup of SEC from this past weekend. We'll do that as we continue here on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
East Alabama Now Local News has been bringing you the best local news coverage for 6 months. And now we're growing.
EAN News will be available to you 5 nights a week with new faces, new content, and coverage that is second to none.
We'll be bringing you the weather that matters to your neighborhood and to you. Rain or shine, you'll be in the know.
Sports always brings communities together, and EAN Sports will have coverage of all of our area events.
East Alabama Now, local news, new faces, same great coverage. Starting 5 days a week, May 1st. EAN Local News, your news on your schedule.
It is Southern Sports Now. We are so glad you are back with us here on this Tuesday, here on the East Alabama Now Facebook page, on the East Alabama Now YouTube channel. We appreciate you for spending some time with us today as we talk all things sports. We've got some college football to discuss. As, of course, the AP Top 25 coming out yesterday. We weren't able to get to this on the show yesterday, so I wanted to get to it today as we take a look at the new rankings here. No surprise that Georgia remains on top. They really haven't played anybody as of yet. So, of course, Georgia there, number 1. You got Michigan 2, Florida State 3, the Seminoles. It's been a while since we've seen Florida State up there towards the top. It's also been a while since we've seen this team in the top 4. That's the Texas Longhorns sit at number 4, USC 5, Ohio State 6, Penn State 7, Washington 8, Notre Dame 9, and Alabama number 10. So your top 10 there. Alabama bumps down from 3 to 10 after the loss to Texas, and then Texas bumps up from 11 to 4. So I thought those were two good moves. I thought those spot on to where those teams should be. Tennessee number 11, Utah 12, Oregon 13, LSU 14, Kansas State 15, Oregon State 16, Ole Miss 17, Colorado 18, Oklahoma 19, North Carolina 20, Duke 21, Miami 22, Wisconsin 23, UCLA 24, and Iowa 25 there in this week's AP Top 25 that came out yesterday. But I'm really not surprised by any of these. I think it's well put together, and it's going to keep fluctuating because I think we're going to keep seeing, and we can call them upsets right now. But I think this is going to constantly be changing. I mean, we're going to see Colorado, Oregon in a couple of weeks. We're going to start seeing some of these SEC teams here very soon, and so this is constantly going to be changing. And I think Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, I think those teams are pretty locked in there right now, barring something crazy happening. Because I do think Georgia's going to win out. I do think Michigan has a chance to win, to go undefeated this season. I think Florida State is going to dominate the ACC. And so, but things happen. It's college football. It's crazy. And so I definitely expect a lot of this to change. But I'm just saying the top couple I think will stay there for the majority of the season. So there's a look at this week's AP Top 25 that came out yesterday. So kind of putting a cap on the SEC weekend. Of course, on Wednesdays tomorrow, we'll start looking ahead to what's coming up this weekend on the high school and college football front. But kind of want to put a wrap on this weekend and kind of give you an SEC roundup. So I've got 3 items in our roundup today. The first one has to do with Texas A&M. They fall to Miami on Saturday, and it really wasn't a game at all. Texas A&M is in trouble again this season, and I don't think Jimbo Fisher's the guy for them. He's not going to get the program turned around. He's not. That's not him. He's not the guy to do that. They're paying a lot of money to be mediocre at best. Last year was a major disappointment. This year, Miami's not a world beater by any means. I mean, we saw them there in the AP Top 25 because they beat the number 23 team in the country, Texas A&M. So rightfully so, they deserve to be in there. But this is not a world-beating Miami team, and yet you go down to Miami and you lose this game. The game plan was not great for Texas A&M. You thought you would see better offense from this team. Jimbo's not calling plays. Bobby Petrino, of course, has been around college football for a long time. We're not sure how those two are going to work together, and it doesn't seem like they're working together too well. I don't see Texas A&M being able to do much of anything this year. They may have one of those kind of upset wins as they typically do at a season, but consistently, I don't think that they're going to be anywhere towards the top. I honestly think they could be towards the or at the very bottom of the SEC West. They're not going to get it done under Jimbo Fisher, and I don't know what makes them think that they are, or what is leading to believe that they can under Jimbo Fisher. He's proven nothing during his time there. Besides his national championship at Florida State, he hasn't done much of anything, and so Texas A&M is going to suffer for a while because of what they're paying him, and unless they can fork out a big buyout, close to 80-something million or 70-something million, they're going to be stuck with Jimbo, and they're going to be doing the same thing over and over and over again at Texas A&M. They're going to be irrelevant, and I think that's what we're seeing from them this year. So my first piece in this SEC roundup, Texas A&M is in trouble again this season. Second item up, I want to talk Ole Miss. Is this the year for Ole Miss? I feel like we kind of say that every year. Is this the year that Lane Kiffin can get the offense going and Ole Miss can win the SEC West? I don't think that it's this year. I do think Lane Kiffin is a really good play caller. He is a brilliant offensive mind. There's no doubt about that. I don't see them getting over that hump. I really don't. It's going to take beating an Alabama and LSU, consistently for them, I think, to kind of get over that hump and see that, yes, we can do this in Oxford, Mississippi. Yes, we can win the SEC West or win the SEC outright. They have a very talented quarterback room. Lane Kiffin went out and brought a couple of quarterbacks in out of the portal. He's got some good running backs. He's got the guys to do it. I just don't know if they can get over the hump yet. So is this the year for Ole Miss? It very well could be. They have the most question marks really going into every season under Lane Kiffin because of what he does in the portal. We really don't have a good grasp on what Ole Miss football is because of the guys he brings in, which I think is a good move on him. That's fascinating that he takes that approach. But we'll see how Ole Miss fares this year, but I think eventually they will, under Lane Kiffin, kind of get over that hump, get a win over Alabama, LSU, and do that consistently to where they could be at the top of the SEC West. I think that's what kind of coach he is, and I think that's why he wanted to stay at Ole Miss, is because he thinks he can do that. And you never know, he very well could this season, but looking forward to seeing what Ole Miss can do. Third piece of the SEC roundup here, who is the best quarterback in the state of Alabama? We did not see great quarterbacking performances from the in-state teams on Saturday. Auburn goes out to Cal, really costly turnovers. Just the offense looked kind of dead at times under Peyton Thorne and Robbie Ashford. Both talented quarterbacks. They were able to go out there and get a win, but they just didn't look sharp most of the game Saturday night. Jalen Milroe, we've talked about it, didn't look sharp against Texas. He kind of after that interception, I don't know if it was just so much in his head he couldn't function, but I feel like after that interception that he lost it for a while and really couldn't get anything generating. And so I don't think we saw very good quarterback play on Saturday from the in-state teams. And so I'm curious, who is the best quarterback in the state of Alabama when it comes to Alabama and Auburn? That's hard to say right now, just because based on what we saw this past weekend. And, again, Auburn played UMass, Alabama played Middle Tennessee State the first week, not to discredit those teams, but it's not the type of teams that we're going to see these quarterbacks facing week in and week out. And so it's kind of hard to say who the best quarterback is in the state of Alabama right now. I think in the next couple of weeks we'll see, especially as we get into SEC play and everything. And could we see another quarterback play for the Crimson Tide this weekend? We'll just have to wait and see. But that's a hard question to answer right now. But I'm going to keep thinking about it and asking myself that as I watch these quarterbacks play every week to see who is the best quarterback here in the state of Alabama. But by far, we did not see it this past weekend. But a lot of good stuff in college football. And again, tomorrow we'll start looking ahead to this weekend and all what's coming up with Alabama, Auburn, and of course Jacksonville State off this week. We'll also talk high school as well. We're going to dive into some high school football coming up next, and we'll show you some top performers from this past weekend in high school football. We'll do that coming up next.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
EAN Sports is proud to bring you the best, most informative local sports content, and we want your help to be able to do that. If you have a story idea, a tip for our sportscast, or even a highlight clip you want to see on EAN Local Sports, send us an email, eansports23@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @EAN_sports, or you can send it to the EAN News Facebook page. EAN Sports, bringing you the local sports happening in your community.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
If you see some interesting weather phenomenon in your backyard here in East Alabama, send that to us. We would love to hear from you. Send that to us at the email address you see on your screen or through Facebook at EAN News.
We're back here on Southern Sports Now. Chase Robinson here with you as we move through this Tuesday as we're putting a wrap on this past weekend of high school and college football. We're going to dive into the high school front now, and every Monday on the EAN Local News, we have our top dudes of the week. So we're going to share you. These are 3 top performers from East Alabama on Friday night of high school football. So let's take a look at our top dudes of the week from EAN Sports. First one up, Jesse Baswell of Ohatchee. He's our first EAN Sports top dude of the week. He had 17 carries for 160 yards on Friday night against Westbrook Christian. Scored 4 touchdowns. Also did some damage in the air. 3 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown in the air for Jesse Baswell. What a game for Ohatchee on Friday night as they walk away with a 34-33 win over the Westbrook Christian Warriors. And that was a huge region win in the region opener there for Ohatchee. They moved to 3-0 on the year as exciting stuff on the Creek Bank there in Ohatchee. Our second top dude of the week, Hunter Gore from Cleburne County, quarterback for the Tigers, as he went 8 for 12. with 104 yards and 2 touchdowns in the huge win for Cleburne County over the Talladega Tigers. And so big night for Cleburne County. The Cleburne County Tigers 2-0 in the year. They got the win over Northside and then the win over Talladega in the region opener. But a couple of touchdowns, 104 yards, 8 for 12 for Hunter Gore from the Cleburne County Tigers. And also, you got D.K. Wilson from Oxford. He is our third EAN Sports Top Dude of the Week. 6 carries for 112 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He also caught a touchdown as well on Friday night in Oxford's 42-13 win over the Shades Valley Mounties in their region opener. But D.K. Wilson showing out for the Oxford Yellow Jackets on Friday night. And for Oxford, I feel like it's been somebody new every week. D.K. Wilson was that guy on Friday night in the win over Shades Valley. So it was really cool to see those guys showing up and showing out for their schools there on Friday night. Let's take a look now at this week's games when it comes to high school football. There you see it. Some really good region games as region play continues. You've got the Alexandria Valley Cubs hosting the Lincoln Golden Bears there at Lou Scales Stadium. Should be a great region matchup there. All eyes, I think, are going to be on this one, the second one right here on the list. Anniston at Jacksonville. So the Bulldogs making the trip up to Jacksonville. Big rivalry game, big region game there. And so looking forward to Anniston at Jacksonville. You got Cleburne County. We just talked about them. They are unbeaten on the year. They host Boaz in a region game on Friday night. You've got Donahoe playing host to Wadley. Wadley coming off of a huge win over Spring Garden this past Friday night. And also you got Glencoe going over to Westbrook Christian as both of those teams coming off a loss. Hoax Bluff took down Glencoe on Friday night. Westbrook Christian fell to Ohatchee, as we mentioned to you a few minutes ago. So Glencoe and Westbrook Christian meet on Friday night. White Plains host Hanley, who just got a big win over Jacksonville on Friday night. Hoax Bluff on the road at Geraldine. You've got Munford playing host to Talladega. Ohatchee hosts Sylvania. This will be a fun game. Sylvania coming off the big win over Piedmont this past Friday night. And so Ohatchee, they're on the Creek Bank, will host Sylvania. You've got Oxford playing host to Huffman there at Lamar Field Friday night. Piedmont going on the road to Plainview to take on the Bears. Pleasant Valley is on the road at Holly Pond. You've got Ranburne hosting the runner-up in Class 2A from a year ago, B.B. Comer. You've got Raglan hosting Randolph County. Sachs playing host to Dadeville. Southside hosts Springville. You've got Spring Garden playing host to Victory Christian. Weaver at home as they host Childersburg, and Welborn plays host to Beulah this Friday night. So that's the list of our Week 3 games across East Alabama, as an excellent list of high school football going on here in East Alabama. But we've got some really good teams, exciting stuff here, as tomorrow we'll take a look at the Week 3 Alabama Sports Writers Association Top 10s. They'll be releasing those early tomorrow morning, so we'll get to those on the show coming up tomorrow, as we love to see the rankings, and should have several East Alabama teams. They're in the top 10s in their respective classifications, so we'll dive into that coming up tomorrow. But really excited as we just continue with high school football. I feel like it's going by so quickly as we're already at Week 3 of the high school football season. So fired up for some high school football this Friday night. And we're going to be spending some time out at Anniston and Jacksonville, getting ready for that game coming up later on this week. Of course, we'll be talking with Coach Sam Adams of Oxford High School later this week. So we'll get you ready for what will be a great Friday night of region play. We'll jump to a break. We'll come back, wrap things up next as we roll on here on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brodney Sneed from both CARES and Direct Primary Care. Direct Primary Care is an exciting new model of medical care growing on both the East and West Coast. It's been recommended by Forbes and the American Academy of Family Physicians and others for individuals or small businesses with or without health insurance. The pure simplicity of a membership model streamlines the burden of medical care. It eliminates 60% of the overhead. That streamlining allows providers time to focus on patients with free, no copay, no deductible, unhurried office visits or telehealth visits with minimal waiting room time. It produces same or next day appointments and access by text or telephone during and after hours. It saves you from leaving work, wasting time and getting exposed in a waiting room. And the convenience and cost with barriers removed helps one avoid letting problems like a sore throat turn into an expensive ER or hospital visit for pneumonia. If you're interested, search the web for CARES Direct Primary Care.
We're back here on Southern Sports Now here on this Tuesday. Hope you're off to your day's off to a great start, and hope your day is great. And typically on Tuesdays we're at Jacksonville State. Press conference day, but of course Jacksonville State off this week, so that's why we're here in studio. No press conference to get to today from Rich Rod, but we'll be back out there next Tuesday to get you ready for Jacksonville State as they host Eastern Michigan. Going to be a great week. We just ran through the high school games we'll have this week. Of course, Alabama-Auburn will be in action later on this week as well. I think it's an interesting matchup for Alabama as they go on the road to Orlando to take on South Florida. We'll talk Alabama football coming up tomorrow. Jimmy Stein with Bama on 3 will join us coming up tomorrow. And Friday, we'll be talking with Zach Blackerby of Locked on Auburn, so we'll get some Auburn talk later this week. Of course, we'll have high school football talk coming up for you, but we are your headquarters every day, Monday through Fridays. We talk high school and college football, throwing a little Braves in there as well, especially our guy Jackson Stevens, shouting him out earlier on in the show. But we got you covered with high school and college football daily here on Southern Sports Now. Of course, on the East Alabama Now YouTube channel, on the East Alabama Now Facebook page, we've got you covered. So that's going to do it for us today. Share it with your friends, and let's spread the word about Southern Sports Now, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Be sure to join us for all things football, high school, and college. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.